Good afternoon. This is a play, and it's called The Dining Room. The genius of A.R. Gurney's multi-layered mosaic play, The Dining Room, transcends far beyond the 18 scenes depicting numerous individuals revolving around an 1898 dining room table. Within these scenes are 7 actors, 3 men and 3 women. Each actor portrays up to 9 separate characters in different time periods, exuding comedy and drama, fluidly entering and exiting with a ghostly blending touch, triggering the audience's memories of their own intimate pasts. It transported me back to 1964 when living with my Uncle Victor Buono, where his legendary guest, filmmaker Robert Aldrich, taught me how to use my knife and fork in the European fashion while sitting at our dining room table. It made me ponder other times and situations of fond memories around family dining room tables throughout my life, which are many.
It is not a well-known play, but it's produced all over the country. It is one of the more produced plays because of the nature of the ability to have many actors, use as many actors as you want to use, to structure it in many different ways. Just to stage it like Gurney designed it is much more difficult. With the 6 actors playing 57 characters that overlap, the scenes overlapping, it makes it much more difficult.
That's how he did it.
Yes.
Good morning, Daddy.
Morning, Dad.
I'm in the kitchen to put away all the ice cream and cake. No!
What? You know what? I'll go back and enjoy the party.
It's not a man, Dad.
Not a man?
It's a woman. I've been involved with a woman. And I don't know who I am, and I try to touch base, Dad. I've got to come home.
I think I'll get a repair. You want a repair? I'll take your glass. I'll get us both a repair.
Nowadays, people in kitchens or living rooms, standing around, balancing their plates like jugglers. Soon, they'll be eating in bathrooms. But why not simplify the process? For example, don't let her serve the good beef eater's chin if people simply want to mix it with tonic water.
I'm all mixed up, Dad. I'm all over the ballpark. I've been scenic crisis counselor. I've taken up a part-time job. I've been jogging 2 miles a day, and none of it's working. I want to come home. I'm going to take my children to the zoo and the park lake and the art gallery and do all those things you and Mother used to do with all of us. I want to start again, Dad. I want to start all over again.
And in this play, many of the cues are in a different scene. A scene that's overlapping the scene that they're taking their cues from. It's much harder to do.
Everyone's happy?
Yes.
Then I raise my glass to all of us.
To all of us.
This is your table. Here are your chairs. Here's the china you got on your trip to England. And here's the silver-handled carving knife, which Father used to use.
Oh, yes.
It's been a long day.
But I'm not quite sure who these people are.
It's me, Mother, Stuart, your son, and this is Fred, and Ben, Nancy, and Beth. We're all here, Mother.
I'll get the turkey. Maybe
Yes.
I'll be lucky if I keep this spoon.
I told her I'd give you the piano and the coffee table if I could have the dining room.
Annie,
Yes, sir.
did I find a seed in my orange juice yesterday morning? I had the pleasure of your company. Provided,
He says we
I
can.
said provided that you sit quietly without leaning back in your chairs and don't fight or argue.
He says we can.
I said you may.
Good morning, Daddy.
Morning, Dad. What's the other half, Dad?
Was that a crack?
No, Dad.
That was a crack, wasn't it?
No, Dad.
That sounded like a smart guy wisecrack to me. People who make cracks like that don't normally eat in dining rooms.
I didn't eat it as a crack, Dad.
Then we'll ignore it. We'll go on with our breakfast.
Your car's here, Lizzie, for school.
Okay.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Annie. Goodbye, Daddy.
Goodbye, darling. Don't be late. Say good morning to the driver. Sit quietly in the car. Work hard. Run. Come on, goodbye. But the government is systematically ruining this country.
Miss Kelly told us about the government.
Oh, really? And who is Miss Kelly, pray tell?
She's my teacher.
She decided, if you breathe a word of this, I'll strangle you. She decided that she was in love with her writing master, so she threw everything off and ran off with him to Taos, Mexico.
You tell Miss Kelly she's wrong.
Why?
I'll tell you exactly why. If the government keeps handing out money, no one will want to work. And if no one wants to work, there won't be anyone around to support such things as private schools. And if no one is supporting private schools, then Miss Kelly will be standing on the bread lines along with everyone else. You tell Miss Kelly that, if you please. Thank you, Annie. I'll help you, I swear. I'll make my own bed, and I'll pick up my towel, and I'll try to be much more careful when I pee. No, really, I will. And I'll tell my parents not to give so many dinner parties. And I'll tell them to give you more time off, eh? I'll tell them to give you all day Sunday.
No.
I'm serious, eh? After you've forgotten that hymn, long after you've forgotten that a factor, long after you have forgotten Miss Kelly, you'll remember these pleasant breakfasts around this dining room table. And here's your mother to prove it.
Good morning, dear. Good morning, Charlie.
I know people who leap to their feet when a beautiful woman enters the room.
You didn't see that in any of the scenes in that play.
You take your time. Tell you what, I'll send you a bill for the work I've done already.
Good. And I'll send you mine. Grandpa?
Which one are you?
I'm Nick, Grandpa.
What do you want?
To have lunch with you, Grandpa.
Well, then you're late.
I went down to the club.
Who said I'd be at the club?
My parents. My parents said you always eat there.
Lately I've been coming home.
Yes, sir.
Don't know half the people at the club anymore. Rather be here at my own table. Dora takes care of me, don't you, Dora?
Yes, sir.
Getting to? I bet your father was a cabinet maker or something.
My father was a banker,
A banker?
and I was a stockbroker until I got into this.
I don't believe it.
No, it's true. I decided I wanted to see what I was doing and to touch it and to see the results. So I got into carpentry.
I'm amazed. I mean, I know some stockbrokers. Is this the support that's bad?
That's the one.
What if you put a nail in here?
Not a nail, a screw.
Right. And another one in here, or at least some household cement.
Well, they have these epoxy glues now.
Alright, and a crown matchbook in here.
Not a matchbook.
A wedge, a wooden wedge.
Good idea.
What do you want?
Oh, I don't really want anything.
Everyone that sits down with me wants something. Usually it's money. You want money?
Yes, sir.
For what?
My education, Grandpa.
Oh, your education. Well, that's a good thing. Or it can be. It doesn't have to be. It can be a bad thing. Where do you want to be educated?
At St. Luke's School in Litchfield, Connecticut.
Never heard of it.
It's an excellent boarding school for boys.
Is it Catholic?
I don't think so, Grandpa.
Sounds Catholic to me.
I think it's high Episcopalian, Grandpa.
Oh, then it's expensive.
How many of the stories are in the first act?
There are 11 in the first act.
What's the matter, Mother?
I'm not quite sure where I am.
You're here, Mother, in your dining room. This is your table. Here are your chairs. Here is the china you got on your trip to China, and here's the silver-handled carving knife which Father used to use.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm Fred, your son.
Oh, isn't that nice? Thank you so much for this lovely
Let's
place.
sing to her. Made of golden hair, sunshine came along with thee, and swallows in the air.
Oh, that was just beautiful. Everyone in our family played a different musical instrument.
She's coming there. Sunshine came along with thee, and swallows in the air.
Oh, that was just lovely. But now I really do have to go home. Would someone please call my carriage and somebody find my hat and my gloves, and it's getting late and my mother is going to be so worried because if I'm not there in time for tea.
And he does a wonderful job of taking these memories and creating really wonderful conflict, which is what acting is about. And each scene creates a conflict. The last scene of the first act, memories, where the mother has Alzheimer's. She is the strong one. It's the kids that don't accept it, don't recognize it. She knows exactly where she is. She doesn't happen to be in reality, but she knows where she is. He does this wonderful job of creating this conflict that adds such texture to his words.
Well, Thomas, I'm going to be here tonight
Good.
to watch opening night. We're looking forward to seeing Act 2. And I thank you so much for sharing all this wonderful behind-the-scenes information for other directors, future directors that are going to hopefully see this video and be interested in producing this play as well.
I'm always available to any budding director or anyone that wants to sit down and talk about it. Because each time I do it, I learn a lot.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Wayne.